Hello, and welcome to the April News Edition. I'm Serena, and here's my co-host Hope.
With the end of the school year quickly approaching, we head to the events that made news this past month.
Let's begin with Bremen's efforts of giving back to its students through paying attention to Alcohol Awareness Month. This event occurs all throughout the month of April in order to increase teenagers' knowledge on the effects of alcohol products. Oftentimes, the students are informed through informational flyers which contain the blood alcohol level and advertisements against drinking and driving.
It's equally important to know the repercussions of uncontrollable drinking at a young age. Not only is it illegal, but it can also lead to an addiction or even serve as a gateway for more severe drugs. Many teenagers aren't aware that having a parent who is an alcoholic drastically increases the chance of the son or daughter becoming a severe drinker. The possibility of inheriting this is more dangerous amongst the young males. The increasing numbers should alert our adolescents in making smarter decisions in everyday situations.
In other news, foreign language classes are spicing things up this year as part of celebrating National Foreign Language Week. The French and Spanish classes held their annual salsa challenge as a fun activity to incorporate students' culture. The students bring in their own homemade salsa for extra credit, and everyone votes on whose salsa is the best.
Speaking of good salsa, ever wonder how you can make your very own homemade? Contest winner Gemelin tells us about some of the ingredients she used to make her winning salsa dish.
I'd use garlic, red peppers, green peppers, tomato, cilantro.
Making salsa is a very enjoyable activity. Not only is making it fun, but it can also be a very tasty appetizer as well. Another enjoyable activity is playing video games. Sure, there is a lot of fun involved, but can video games be the cause of violence amongst young people? Terry has more on the subject.
With 16 mass shootings leaving at least 88 dead in the United States in 2012, what are American citizens left to blame to overcome these violent acts in 2013?
Research dating back to the 1970s when the first major research study was conducted revealing violence in video games being the leading cause of violent acts in people. It only continues to increase due to the recent tragic shootings around America. Video games have once again taken the topic of conversation about being the roots of violence.
I don't believe that video games are the leading cause of violence in America. I do believe that they can at times desensitize people to the violence, but I don't think they're a cause because most of the time video games don't depict real life situations. On occasion you'll get some like Call of Duty where it simulates kind of actual war-like situations, but if you look at games like Halo or Super Smash Brothers Brawl, yes, there's violence in them, they're fighting games, but they're characters, cartoon characters that, you know, most times kids can separate the fact that that's not real life.
In 2005, California was the first U.S. state to put a ban on violent video games such as Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. It was also believed that by creating these video games, citizens were allowed to kill random people in these virtual worlds without consequence. The games glorify weapons and killings throughout the world, whether it be through war or major gang violence. The banning of guns in America, along with the banning of violent video games, has been looked at as a possible outcome due to the violent killings as of late. Many parents have also decided not to let their children play nor own these video games.
Wouldn't matter that much. Video games don't really dictate my life.
In 2011, the ban on violent video games in California was lifted by the Supreme Court, who deemed the law unconstitutional. The Entertainment Sophomore Rating Board created a rating system that was almost the exact same to the movie ratings. PG-13, mature, and rated R for games depicting violence, sexual content, and adult language. Age limits were set on these video games based on their ratings. For gamers in 2013, the topic has now become a entire debate, with many studies finding consistencies that these video games may be doing the exact opposite to the human brain than what is believed.
The Wii and the Xbox Connect are really good at teaching hand-eye coordination and getting people to move more. So I think that that's a little bit better than more so the PlayStation game where you're just pressing square, circle, or triangle or something like that.
Recent studies have shown that numerous action video games lead to improvement in how much players pay attention to detail, how quickly they can assess information accurately, and how quickly people can react. In further studies, almost all gamers that turn into violent killers at some point in their lives were delinquent peers, or had depression or lived with an abusive family, which left violent video games to be a minor cause in their actions.
There's a difference between a virtual world and reality. For Bremen District Television, I'm Terry, reporting.
Going off to softer matters, the District 228 Fine Arts Festival was held at South Suburban College. Art teacher Mrs. Reed gave a chance to students from every class to display their artwork. This includes Art 1 students and the highest level of studio art. Those in the digital photography and graphic design course also got to display their work.
Participants were eager to attend the festival not only to see artwork, but also to find out who won the prestigious Eleanor Ferraro Memorial Scholarship. Ferraro's family founded this scholarship after she passed away. Students in the district competed for numerous $500 awards and the $1,500 grand prize scholarship. Senior Alexis earned the highest honor, which she says has always been a goal of hers.
Oh, definitely. Yes, I'm going after as many scholarships as I can because I need money, and it's nice to have the title knowing, yeah, I won.
She plans to use the award to pursue a master's degree in fine arts.
Also at South Suburban, 22 students from the digital photography and graphic design class were invited to an exclusive field trip. The field trip was a hands-on experience on Photoshop with the college professor. Mrs. Reed organized the field trip to have her students experience working at a college level.
Speaking of college-level art, Louisa is an aspiring art student and senior in Mrs. Reed's graphic design class. Really benefited from this trip.
Oh, greatly. Like, it helped me. Though I practiced menus and stuff, I also learned much more and new stuff I didn't know how to do, and helped me also do simpler ways to edit a simple photo.
She is planning to attend the Art Institute of Chicago in the upcoming fall.
Once again, South Suburban College hosted a financial literacy boot camp sponsored by the Junior Achievement of Chicago. In attendance were Bremen, Hillcrest, and TF North. The purpose of the visit was to instruct students on the basics of economics and how to consider certain factors in their personal finances.
Talking about money is always an interesting conversation because, like it or not, it's what makes us get up every day in the morning. Knowing how to manage one's wallet is always a good way to go. Budgets are useful things to get used to because they can help be aware of the limitations your paycheck has. It is always best to spend what you can pay back in order to avoid debt and a bad credit score.
Now let's tune into a different note. Revis High School held an all-conference music festival where 18 of our very own music students were proudly titled for being all-conference vocalists. We would like to congratulate Alexis, Elena, Samantha, Celeste, Giovanni, Jasmine, Janisha, and Raven. In this festival, Mr. Salgado also named some of his musicians as well as all-conference. Amongst the chosen were Daniel, Nick, Eduardo, Dakari, Max, Denise, Maggie, Diego, Quinn, and Esperanza. Only the top musically influenced students were allowed to take part in the festival.
Let's congratulate our very own Honors and AP Chemistry teacher, Mr. Collins, for being inducted into the Marist Hall of Fame. He was recognized on his history as a successful wrestler. Mr. Collins had previously wrestled at Marist High School and at the University of Missouri, accomplishing many titles. We are very proud of his inspiring accomplishments that could help future students succeed in the world of sports. Now moving on to entertainment, Ernesto brings us with what is hot on the screen.
Let's kick off with the much-anticipated action-packed sequel, G.I. Joe Retaliation, which has fans dropping their jaws in the theaters. The sequel brings Dwayne Johnson as Roadblock, who is second in command to Captain Duke, who is played by Channing Tatum. The Joes are unexpectedly ambushed, leaving them completely annihilated, with every other operative killed, except for Roadblock, Lady J, Flint, and Snake Eyes to get revenge on those behind the attack and protect the Earth from impending war. G.I. Joe Retaliation brings constant adrenaline action, landing it as Bremen's movie of the month. Gamers everywhere are buzzing about the new action game Tomb Raider. This new version of Lara Croft brings a younger hero to a mysterious island after severely injured from a shipwreck. The new game has interesting strategical gameplay along with groundbreaking visual graphics that make every second ecstatic. Both Xbox 360 and PS3 lovers are in for a treat with this addicting new scenery and action. Tomb Raider is no doubt Bremen's game of the month.
Well, thank you, Ernesto, for that wonderful review.
Surely, Bremen students got a chance to prove their skills in the epic senior faculty basketball game, in which the staff and the seniors went head-to-head in a competitive basketball game officiated by Mr. Johnson, Mr. Rappold, and Senior Breyer. Lindsay and Jerusalem coached the seniors while Mrs. Larson coached the faculty. Although the faculty managed to beat the seniors 39-33, the seniors won the three-point contest at halftime. This was definitely a fun and exciting way to kick off spring break.
The senior faculty basketball game was not just about winning. It was a fun activity for seniors to participate in and even for the other students in the crowd. Coaches Lindsay and Jerosom also made sure that all of the students on the seniors team had a chance to get in the game even if they did not play on the basketball team. Here's Lindsay with more on her expectations of the game.
I wasn't expecting us to be in the lead at first, but I mean, overall I think we did good. I liked coaching. I haven't played basketball since 8th grade. I mean, I'm a bowler, but I mean, I liked coaching or whatever, and it was fun subbing people in and out and overall watching the game.
As you can see, the game gave seniors a chance to show their skills before they graduate in May.
Indeed, May is just around the corner, and hope it is time for us to say goodbye to our viewers because this will be our last time hosting the show.
Sadly, we leave, but don't forget to stay tuned in next month and check us out online at www.bdtv228.net.
And like us on Facebook by searching Bremen District Television.
Well, it's been fun, and let's give it up for the next generation. Thanks for watching.